Hi, everybody. As some of you might know, I'm a full season ticket holder for the Pirates. I'm there all the time. And one of the perks that we get is during the off season, we get to relocate our seats if we want to upgrade to a better location for more money, or downgrade our seats and get worse seats and pay less money. So I'm going to go through the process and show you what's available. Maybe I'll change my plan, maybe not, depending on what's available. All right, well, I have a full season ticket plan, all 81 home games. I'm in section 130, the front row, row A, which is down the line in foul territory, down the third baseline. Here's the entire stadium. You can see that all the green are available season ticket locations that I can move to. The red means it's unavailable. I cannot move into that because those seats have been designated elsewhere. Let's take a look behind the plate there. The Lexus Club, $18,000 for a season ticket for one seat behind the plate. That's pretty pricey, and you can't even really get balls back there because there's a big screen in front of the way. You do get food and drinks nonstop, and you can go into the Lexus Club and eat. So I think there are like almost 300 tickets a game, but that's not for me. We're going to look around the stadium here. By the way, notice that the top rows are all in red the entire way around the lower bowl. This is just the lower bowl view. I'm going to talk about that in a second, but if we look out there on 139, that's another great place to sit in. It's 1,500, basically 1,600 seat per season. It's a good location because you can get balls thrown to you. Basically every odd inning, you got a shot for a ball. First inning, third inning, fifth inning, seventh, and ninth, the center fielder throws his ball into those three sections out in center field. And it's also a good spot for home run balls, but I'm not going to spend $1,600 when I'm right now only on the hook for $999. Another good spot is right by the bullpen. The Pirates walk right past those aisle seats there up against the bullpen, so you can get balls handed off to you. Another good spot is that front row seat, $1,600. Usually a pitcher or a bullpen catcher comes out and warms up with the left fielder, and they often toss the ball to the people there if the left fielder decides not to throw it. So that's another good spot. You can also chase down a home run, but for $1,600, since I don't stay for a lot of the games, it's not really worth it to me. So let's go and look at another section here. All right, another great spot is right by where the players come off the field. You can get what's called a third out ball, the third out of the inning. The players run off the field with the ball. Looks like the closest you can get to the good spot is $5,114. You want to be down there in row F. I've got the mouse right over the seats that you want. Section 24 on the aisle, or section 23 on the aisle down in row F. But I guess the closest you could get is back in row L. Those aren't the greatest seats, but they're okay. For $5,000, that's pretty pricey. That's where the Pirates come off. That's the Pirates dugout. The other side of the field, you have the visitors team along the first baseline. It doesn't look like there's too much available over there. There's a bunch of red. But the section that you want there, this is section 10. Again, you want to be in row F in the front row. And I actually think you want to be down in the leftmost two seats in the front row of row F to get the third out balls, because they put a big, like, I don't even know, 12 to 15 foot screen right above the dugout, so all the people behind the dugout can't get third out balls. So you want to be in section 9, which I'll show you right here. Looks like they got a whole bunch of seats in section 9 row K, which isn't bad. I mean, if you're on the aisle, you could run down to the front. I mean, you might look kind of dorky doing it if you're over the age of 12, but I mean, you could still get away with it maybe in the first inning, but after that, you're going to be competing with a bunch of kids. If I ever do this, and I have done this, I've sat in these seats to try to get a third out ball. I usually sit right in the front and just stand up. I don't run down the steps. It just feels a little too awkward for me. But if I had Olivia there, I would definitely take her down to the front. But for $5,114, I'm not staying at that many games. I don't think that you can really make that much of a profit off of these seats, because usually for weekday games, you can get these seats for like $35 off of StubHub, which is less than what you're paying per game here. So I'm going to pass on these. All right, so moving down, this is just the lower bowl, by the way. The upper deck, the club levels are not visible right now. I have to click on a different tab to see those, and I'll get to that in a second. Down the line there, $2,581 in section 2. I mean, that's about half of what you're paying to sit by the dugout. It's not that bad of a seat location. You're kind of close to the action and everything, albeit down the line. It's not really one of my favorite spots to sit. Let me show you another good spot. I was looking here for the handicap section, but it looks like the handicap sections aren't available. I don't really see any red in that handicap zone. That's a good spot also. Let's look around here. 127 is about right here. This is a really nice view because you get the entire field and you also have the backdrop of the city. That's actually not too bad. $15.99. You might actually be able to slightly turn a profit by reselling some of the weekend tickets there. And this is the corner box. These are the value seats, the best deal in the entire ballpark. $999. This is actually the cheapest ticket, even cheaper than the upper deck. For $1,000, you get lower level seats. Yeah, it's in the corner, but you still have a pretty good view of everything. The seats are angled so that you're facing the field. It's not like you have to sit there with your head turned like 45 degrees towards the pitcher's mound like you do in some parks. Here's section 130. These are my old season tickets. I had these season tickets this year. I had 3 seats in 130 row A, 15, 16, and 17. I gave up 2 of them. I released them. The Pirates just made it so hard to make any money off selling tickets. I used to trade in tons of these tickets for weekend games, but they made it so that weekend games now are valued more, so I would have to always pay additional money to trade in my tickets, and I just got really tired of it. So I'm down to 1 ticket in the upcoming 2018 season. One other good spot here is 132 row F, the very front seat. It's unavailable. It's in red. That's really nice because it goes down like a pizza wedge, and there's just one little seat at the very front of that section. It's always a cool spot, but it's not available. So that's just going around the lower bowl there at PNC Park. Now, I said you might want to notice all the seats in red around the lower bowl. You know what that tells me? It signifies to me that the Pirates are bringing back, by the way, we're looking at the club level there real quick. They're going to bring back the Ballpark Pass in 2018 because they would always give you those seats in the last levels of the lower bowl. By the way, that's a good foul spot in section 210 of the club level. It's a good location. Let's go to the upper deck here. I just got to click this tab. And notice, look at all these red seats at the top of the corners, the top rows. Those are all going for Ballpark Pass. So you heard it here first. Guaranteed the Ballpark Pass is going to be back. It's $29.99 a month, which is a great deal. Sometimes they do a spring pass and they make you buy all of April and May. And I think like last year, I think it was like $100 or something like that. It was kind of high. And then after that, it went way down. And actually, it was only $29.99 a month. So I expect to do that again. And I will be purchasing the Ballpark Pass. I did all last year and also the year before that. It's a great deal. You just have to use the tickets on your phone instead of actually having paper tickets. By the way, we're taking a look at section 327. I used to have season tickets up there back when they were $349 for an entire season. $349. It was like, what's that even come out to? Like $5 a game or something like that. I used to have 12 season tickets. And back then, I used to take all my season tickets, all 12 times 81 game. I don't even know how many tickets that is. I don't have my calculator on me right now, but it was tons of tickets. And I would trade them all in for Saturday games and just make tons of money off of that. So that was a nice little cash cow for me. It would pay for my season tickets and then some. But then the Pirates got wise to that, and they basically put an end to the beneficial trade-in procedures that were going on. As we take a look behind home plate, foul balls don't ever really get up that high. Every now and then you'll see a ball get into the front row, but it's pretty rare. Take a look over here at section 303. These are pretty bad seats. And if you take a look at the price here, these seats up in the upper corner, which, by the way, all these seats are going to be Ballpark Passed. Look at the price, $1,293 for a season when you could be downstairs for $999. So I'm just going to keep my seat, $999. I'm going to trade some of them in, hopefully make some money off of some, maybe like I'll find like a day game that's going to be able to be profitable, like maybe like Memorial Day. But anyway, here's another good perk to being a season ticket holder. They've kind of made it not as beneficial to being a season ticket holder in recent years, especially with the Ballpark Pass. I mean, that really cuts down on the value. But one of the great perks is that you're able to buy tickets for any game early before the public, because tickets aren't even on sale yet to the general public, and you get them at your season ticket rate. Like, the season ticket rate in the upper deck is $13 to $14, sometimes $15. You can see down here it's much cheaper, $17, $11 in the corner. Now, this is just a regular weekday game that I picked against the Dodgers, June 6th. It's a Wednesday. So these tickets are cheaper because the way the Pirates do it is they kind of make the weekday games worth less than the weekend games. They have like gold games for weekends, and they call like the weekday games, I think it was white last year. So they're worth, it's a pretty substantial difference, but you can take a look at what these go for. So if I wanted to buy a bunch of extra tickets, maybe I have people coming from out of town, I could go in and buy some tickets for, you know, a decent price. This is definitely less than what you're going to pay at the box office. It's probably like 30 to 40% less than you're going to pay on the day of the game, because the Pirates also, the day of the game, the tickets are at their highest on the day of the game. They have dynamic pricing. I don't like it, but it makes them a lot of extra money, and pretty much every team does that nowadays, unfortunately. So let's go back to the schedule, and let's go ahead to August 4th. Now, the Pirates released their promotional schedule recently, and if I remember correctly, August 4th is Andy Van Slyke bobblehead day. I might be wrong, but usually, I mean, regardless, a Saturday at the beginning of August is going to be a high-demand game against the Cardinals, which is, you know, an interdivisional opponent, and they might have Stanton by that time. Look at the difference of price. It goes up a little bit. Instead of $11 in the corner, it's now $16. That's still not that bad. Instead of $13 to $14 in the upper deck, it's now up into the low 20s, like $20, which, again, it's not terrible. That's $16 a ticket, though. That's looking pretty good to me. I'm just going to go ahead here and take a look, because I'm probably actually going to do this just to make some extra cash here. I'm going to go ahead, and the limit you can buy is 14 tickets. Pretty much every team has different limits. Like the Houston Astros, their limit is 20 tickets per order. The Pirates are 14 per order. So if I buy all these tickets, I'm looking at $285 for 14 tickets. Now, tickets in this section will probably go for around $40 a ticket, I would imagine, if not more. If the Pirates are good, they'll go for more. If they're bad, they'll go for probably like 25. So I'm going to go ahead and probably purchase these. But before I do that, I just wanted to show you real quick the difference. They have a pre-sale also for people that are Bucks insiders, or basically if you're subscribed to their newsletter, you have a pre-sale going on this week before the tickets go on sale to the general public. And those tickets are much more. So let's just take a look here. These tickets were $11. Now they're what's I say, $25 for a corner seat for a weekday game. In the upper deck, you're looking at $19. Those were $11 for the lower level tickets, and I think they were $13 for the upper deck tickets for that Dodger game. So you're saving like more than half, especially in that corner box. And roughly you're saving, I don't know, about 30-something% for the upper deck seats. Take a look real quick at that St. Louis game. Remember, 14 tickets, $285. And if I was to buy these tickets from the Pirates, $40 a ticket is the price of these seats right now. And that's only going to go up as the game approaches and gets closer to selling out. And they were, $16 for the season ticket rate. So if we're going to go ahead here, let's just type in 14 tickets real quick and see what it comes out to. It was $285, 14 tickets, $628. So definitely a great deal to purchase tickets early if you're a season ticket holder. All right, everybody, I'm going to end this video right there. Let me know in the comments if your team does any of this. The relocation process makes it this easy where it's all online. I did relocate once before because they kept bouncing my price range around. I went from like $5.99 a ticket to $1,300 a ticket. And so I was able to move down to $130 and pick some pretty good seats. And they only give you 30 minutes to relocate, by the way. I didn't mention that. And it's all based on seniority. I've been a season ticket holder now for 11 years. So some of you might not have had the chance to get in there and do this yet. So just be aware of this and take advantage of it. You might be able to get better seats at a better price. Thanks for watching, everybody.